everyone. This is Robyn. Welcome back to mypinkstamper.com. I am so happy that you're here with me tonight. Or today, whenever you're watching this video. I'm going to be spotlighting the Tasteful Touches stamp set and also the Tasteful Labels dies. I'm only going to be using this one label here. I'm actually going to show you a super simple card, but I'm adding a little bit of pizzazz by using our Versamark and our clear embossing powder. I'm going to show you what you can do if you need to just make a simple card go a little bit further, if that made sense. Okay, so we'll just jump right in. This will be a super quick and easy tutorial. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to hit the little subscribe button with the bell so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. I have a lot coming up. I'm excited to share them with you. Okay, so there's a little bit of stamping and there's going to be some embossing. So let's start with our stamping first. And I'm grabbing a piece of our background grid paper. And we're going to start with a piece. I keep saying we're going to start. It's the next step. We're using a piece of our old olive cardstock. This is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. I'll have all of the item codes as well as the description and then the sizes for the cardstock directly on my screen. Everything you see in today's video can be ordered directly on my shopping page, shop.mypinkstamper.com. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp using our old olive ink pad. You just simply grab this little indentation here, open it up, and lock it into place. Super easy to do. Maybe you've never stamped before and you want to give it a shot. It's very therapeutic. I love stamping. All right, now I'm taking this background and I thought I'd just add a little bit of just fun texture. I'm trying not to do it in any sort of pattern, although I can hardly help it. That usually come out in a pattern when I stamp, but I don't need anything on this side because we'll be covering this up. So I'm going to set this aside. Now I'm grabbing just a scrap piece of our Whisper White cardstock and I'm just going to stamp. Oh, not with that. Oops. I'm going to stamp the sentiment that says, let me show you the stamp set up close. I really love this because the stamps have some dimension to them and you only have to use one color ink. But I'm going to be using the sentiment just saying hello. I'm making thank you cards for my customers that place online orders on my shopping page. I like to send them a hand stamped thank you card. I'm going to stamp that just right there because we are going to be cutting that out with one of our dies. All right, let's do our embossing now. This is, like I said, this is a really super quick card. So this is our new Magenta Madness color cardstock. It's one of our new ink colors for the years 2020 through 2022. It'll be available starting June 3rd for 2 full years. And I love it so much. Obviously, I love it. It was kind of handpicked for me, it looks like, but I think a lot of you are going to really love this new color. But I didn't have the ink yet. As demonstrators, we were able to order a certain amount of items from the new catalog early, but they didn't have the in-color ink ready yet. So I thought, well, I'm going to just think outside the box. And I'm going to use our Versamark watermark stamp pad. And let me show you what you can do. I'm going to show you 2 different options. If you don't want to emboss this, you can just take the stamp, and I'm using just the flower, and you can stamp the Versamark on any color cardstock. And as it sets in there, it gives you a little bit watermark of the same color. No, it doesn't matter which color cardstock you're using. Let me show you on the back of our, I'll also show you on this so you can kind of get an idea. This is what it looks like on the back, and it'll darken as well. So it gives you a watermark look. And it's not as dark as having the same color ink, obviously. But if you don't have it yet, or you just want a lighter look, it's super, it's a fun little technique. Now what I'm going to do here is, this is Magenta Madness, and it's cut at 2 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to get my clear embossing powder ready. And I'm going to get my heat tool ready as well. I'm noticing that it's not even plugged in, so I'll do that in just a minute off screen. I wasn't quite ready to film this video, I think. All right. Now I'm going to, now the good thing about this, it doesn't stay, it stays sticky and wet long enough so I can stamp 1, 2, 3, and I'll stamp a little bit off up here. Okay, now I'm going to just set this aside. Make sure you close your Versamark so you don't accidentally add some clear powder to it. I did that before. It's not the funnest thing in the world, but it works. Now make sure you really tap this off and you can get most of, if not all of the excess, and just give it a little flick. And now that should look like this. Now we're going to use the heat tool and we're going to melt those little embossing powder crystals. Okay, this is the Stampin' Up! Heat tool. I'm going to use setting 2. It gets hot enough to melt the embossing powder. And I aim it away from me. There's many different ways. Some crafters like to move their heat tool around, and some of you may like to heat it from the bottom. This is the way I've always done it, and this is the way I like to do it. So, how beautiful this is, you guys. And I didn't even have to use the ink because I don't own it yet. So it's just a nice glossy look. And then the last thing we're going to do before we put this card together is I'm going to grab my die cut machine and I'm going to put my paper right here. And I'm going to grab one of the frames, and this fits just saying hello perfectly. And I am going to grab the top of this and I'm going to put this right on here. Just run it through. Sometimes you just want a quick and simple card, and I just added the embossing. You could whip out a few of these in maybe 20-30 minutes. This is a great project and sketch. You can also change the colors and the stamp set. My card base will be our thick Whisper White cardstock. This is cut by 5.5 by 8.5 inches, so it's just a piece of cardstock cut in half. And I've scored it at 4 1/4. No, I haven't yet on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and score it. This is our paper trimmer. Make sure that you're using your scoring blade and not the actual blade, because I've done that before. I'm going to score it 4 1/4, score it. And I love our new paper trimmer because you can do 2 or 3 sheets of cardstock at a time, which is so nice. This is it. It's just so lovely, and it's available. It was on back order for quite a while, but you can find it in my shop now. It's just called the paper trimmer. And I'll go ahead and fold this in half. I like to use a bone folder normally, but it's on the other side of my room, my craft room, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, now let's put this together. I'm going to take some adhesive, add it to the back of this piece of cardstock, and then I'm just going to add this to the left right here, like that. And now we'll just simply add some adhesive to the back of our old olive cardstock. And we're not finished yet. We're going to take this little element, and I'm keeping it super simple. I think I dropped a dimensional on the floor. It'll probably end up on the bottom of my sock and downstairs in my master bedroom somewhere, because that's what happens with the lovely dimensionals. I love them so much. They like to follow me around the house. Okay, I'm putting this off to the left, so it looks like that, just saying hello. And what I really love about this, there's a lot of different shapes in the Tasteful labels, but I really like this one because you could make this a vase and you could add the flowers sticking out of it. You could do so many fun things with it. Here's the card I made earlier. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. And also, please leave a comment below. I love to hear from you. I love to hear what you thought of my project for the day. And I hope to see you over on my website, mypinkstamper.com. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.